It didn't arrive with a warning, no trailers, no ads, nothing. One morning, it was just there, slipped quietly into the early hours like it had always belonged. I remember the first time I saw it. I couldn't sleep, so I turned on the TV, expecting the usual reruns. Instead, I found Sunny Patch Friends. At first, it looked harmless, bright meadow, smiling characters, the kind of show meant to keep kids calm. But something felt off immediately. The colors weren't right, they looked faded, like they'd been drained of life. The characters spoke too slowly, like they were thinking about each word before saying it. And then there was him. Mr. Wicker. Tall. Silent. Always there. Not doing anything, just standing in the background. Watching. I should have turned it off. I didn't. After a few days, I realized something wasn't normal. The episodes didn't repeat, but they didn't reset either. Things changed, small things at first. A flower in one place, then somewhere else the next day. Stones arranged differently. Objects appearing where nothing had been before. The characters acted like nothing was wrong, smiling, talking about safety, but their voices felt empty. One morning, Tansy pointed at a tree and said, "This is where we stay safe." But the camera didn't cut away. It stayed there, just long enough. And that's when I saw it. Scratches. Under the paint. Deep, uneven marks, like something had been dragged across it again and again. Not decoration. Not part of the set. It looked desperate. Like something was trying to get out, or trying to be seen. I couldn't stop noticing him after that. Mr. Wicker. He was everywhere. Not just in the background, but in places he shouldn't be. Behind fences. Between trees. Reflected in windows that shouldn't even show reflections. Always still. Always facing the scene, or maybe, facing me. Something about him wasn't right. His proportions, slightly off. Too tall. His arms just a little too long. And his face, that stitched smile, it changed. Not just in the background, but in places he shouldn't be. Behind fences. Between trees. Reflected in windows that shouldn't even show reflections. Always still. Always facing the scene, or maybe, facing me. Something about him wasn't right. His proportions, slightly off. Too tall. His arms just a little too long. And his face, that stitched smile, it changed. Not dramatically. Just enough. Too wide sometimes. Too tight others. Like it couldn't stay consistent. And then one moment. I swear, just for a second, his head tilted. Not toward the other characters. Toward the camera. Toward me. That's when I started feeling it. Like I wasn't just watching the show anymore, or like the show was watching back. I started recording it. I had to. After school, I'd sit there, going through every second, frame by frame. That's when I found them. Not glitches. Not mistakes. Inserted frames. Quick, too quick to notice unless you were looking for them. But they were there. A hallway. Narrow. Dark. The walls looked worn, damaged. A door, slightly open. And beyond it, nothing. Just darkness. Then another frame. A child's drawing pinned to a wall, crooked, wrinkled, like it had been touched too many times. And then it would snap back to the meadow, like nothing happened. But something did happen. You could feel it. Those images, they didn't belong to the show. They felt real. Too real. Like they were from somewhere else, bleeding into it. I started writing everything down. Every detail. Every change. Every shift in the background. My desk filled with notes, sketches, patterns I didn't understand at first. But the longer I looked, the more it started to make sense. The stones, the trees, the flowers, they weren't random. They were arranged. Repeating. forming something. Letters. It took hours, maybe longer, but I finally saw it. The message. Hidden across episodes, spread out, waiting to be pieced together. And when I did, I wish I hadn't. Because it said, "We are still here." I just sat there staring at it, feeling this weight settle in my chest. This wasn't just a show. It wasn't broken. It was trying to communicate. And whatever was behind it, I knew someone would eventually understand. At the next episode, everything changed. No music. No cheerful intro. Just silence. And this low hum, barely noticeable at first, but it didn't stop. The meadow appeared, but it felt wrong. More wrong than before. Marlo and Tansy were standing still. Completely still. Not moving. Not blinking. Just staring. Straight at the camera. Straight at me. The silence stretched too long. Then, Mr. Wicker moved. For the first time. Slow. Unnatural. Like something forcing itself to act. The screen flickered hard, and suddenly, the meadow was gone. The hallway was there. Clearer than before. Closer. The characters were still there too, but they didn't look right anymore. They looked empty. Like something had left them behind. Then the screen snapped back. And Tansy spoke. But it wasn't her voice. It couldn't be. She said, "Did you see us?" The next day, it was gone. Completely gone. No listing. No trace. Like it never existed. I searched for it everywhere, nothing. The only proof I had were the recordings. I tried to forget it. I really did. But that night, I played the last episode again. Just once. It started the same, everything exactly how I remembered. Until the end. Because this time, it didn't fade out. The screen stayed black. Longer than it should have. Then, I heard it. A door slowly creaking open. The hallway appeared again. Darker now. Heavier. And this time, the camera moved. Forward. Step by step, like someone walking. It stopped at a wall, covered in children's drawings. The meadow. The characters. Over and over again. But one drawing stood out. A boy. Sitting in front of a TV. Watching. Frozen. And underneath it, written in uneven letters, was a name. My name. Eli. And right before the screen went black, I realized something. Those drawings, they weren't just pictures. They were records. And mine was the latest one added.